everyone, I'm here with my top 5 tarot decks. I'm a little late to this tag. It was kind of going around, I think, in August or September, but I'm here and I am doing it. So yes, I'm going to get to the top 5 decks. Now, I like a lot of different decks, so this was hard, but you know, there are 5 decks that yes, if there was a fire and I had time to get them, these are the 5 decks that I would go and get. So the first one is the Shadowscapes Tarot. Now this is the first edition that came out with Llewellyn, so the cardstock's a little bit thinner, but I don't mind that. I picked this up, I don't know, when did it come out? Like 2013, 2014, something like that. I saw it in a bookstore, and I had been going through a bit of a tarot slump. Like, I've always read tarot, but I was kind of going through a slump. I hadn't had a new deck in a while, and this was a deck that kind of kicked me back into really working with it and getting more decks and things like that. So definitely a positive for me. And I love how different it was. It's just, to me, it's so beautiful. My only complaint is I wish the cards were just a little bit bigger because the paintings are so detailed. I just wish I could, you know, see a little more in them. I love all the foxes in them. Look at those foxes in the Wands cards. I love the sort of fairy nature of this. The colors, the style of art is just beautiful. There's lots of wonderful trees and fae-like creatures. There's mermaids. Look at that 3 of Cups. There's unicorns too in this, which is lovely. I'm trying to find one with a unicorn in it. But basically, it's got lots of my favorite things in it. The colors are beautiful. I find when I read for others with this deck, people really respond quite well to it because it is kind of a very different type of deck. I love this. I just love it. I think that it is just beautiful and wonderful, and it remains to this day one of my favorite decks. The next deck I have is the Mythic Tarot, the original Mythic Tarot, not the new Mythic Tarot. The art just isn't as good. I have it in this beautiful box that my hubby made me very sweetly. And it is this deck I don't use to read for others. I actually only use this for me. Now, I had the copy with the black backing back in the 90s. I got it. It was one of my first decks, and it is the deck that really helped me to learn tarot because it uses the Greek myths. So it really helped me to learn it in a really solid way. And it was a deck that I had for years, and I read for friends with it and all that stuff. And then I think I lost it in a move, and I didn't have it. And trying to find the old deck, it's out of print. So I did recently order this one again. This one's got the blue backing, but I don't mind because the art is the original. And I just love this deck. Also, cardstock is very good too. It has a special place in my heart because it did help me to learn tarot. Also because of its, you know, sort of Greek Roman mythology and me working so much with astrology and the planets and the archetypes from the planets, I do really appreciate this deck. So for example, here's Mars or Aries, whatever you want to call him. So very much has, you know, those images in there, those archetypes are in this deck. So I do enjoy working with this deck for myself a lot. And it holds, like I said, a very sort of special place in my heart. I love this. This is my favorite High Priestess. We have Persephone here going down the stairs to the underworld. So I do really love this deck. I'll put it back in the special box. Another deck that I really enjoy, and I forgot to pull out, so just give me a minute to pull it out. Good thing I turned the camera off because I stumble around for a while and drop things. All right, so we have the Revelations Tarot. Again, this is an old favorite. I got this one, oh gosh, back in, I don't know, the 2000s, the 90s, a long time ago. Whenever it was that came out. And I love this deck for teaching reversals. I love how it has a right side up image and an upside down image. It is just so good for teaching reversals. Like there's the King of Wands reversed and the King of Wands right side up. I am actually later this year going to be doing on my Patreon a whole series on reversals. So if you're interested in learning reversals, you can join me for that. I'll let you know because it's gonna be in a little while, but I'll let you know when that comes up if anyone's interested. But this deck is so good for learning reversals. Eight of Swords right side up and upside down. So it really has those images to cue you to what reversals mean. So this deck taught me reversals, so I am very grateful to this deck. I also really like the colors in this. I think that it's got like a very stained glass kind of feel to it. It's got a very modern feel, while still, having medieval sort of imagery in it and fantastical imagery in it. It's got lots of mermaids as well. It's a really cool deck, and it does have different colors for the different suits. It's a good old deck, and it's one of my favorites, and definitely one that I would highly recommend to anyone who's looking to learn reversals. The next deck I have is a newer favorite, and this is the Dark Mansion Tarot. This is a really beautifully done deck, and it also, has that wonderful sort of Tim Burton-esque kind of style to it. It's dark but whimsical, which I really, really love. And also it's just a really well put together deck. Like, I love this little box it came in. It does not come with a book, so I don't know if it's a great book deck for beginners, but for those of us who've been reading for a while that don't need a book, it's fine. I just think it's gorgeous, and the cardstock is like lovely. I just think it's so gorgeous. I love working with this in the fall. I worked with it this year when I got it, and I just think it's great. Look at that, Napoleon. So wonderful. This is a Polish deck. It is from Taroteka Studios. So not really mass market. You do have to order it. It was pricey, but it is beautiful, and I am very glad to have this. I just love this deck. I think that it's really whimsical and lovely and Victorian and humorous and dark and all these things at once. I love it. So also I love black edges. How lovely is that? So again, one of my favorites. And then I have a deck that I just like for the whimsical nature of it. It's not necessarily a great deck to read with per se, but hey, I still like it anyway, and I would still grab it, and take it with me, is the Classic Rock Tarot, because as you know, I do love my rock and roll. And hey, a tarot deck that has slash and axle in it, yes, please. So I do love this deck. I think it's a lot of fun. I've got Alice Cooper in there. Some of the choices for, like the major arcana choices, I agree with most of them, but some of the minor arcana, I have no idea why they picked what they did. I think they were just trying to slap on different rock stars to different things. Like Slash for the Four of Swords. What does he have to do with the rest? I don't know. Maybe because he passes out sometimes? I don't know. Who knows? But it just seems rather arbitrary. Who else do we have in here? There's Angus Young. Like Angus Young as the Page of Pentacles. I guess, well, he's wearing a schoolboy outfit, so student, because I always think of that as a student card. But a lot of them I'm like really stretching to understand why they picked what they did. I love that Keith Richards' face is blue. Because, we all know he should be dead, but he's not. He's just gonna live forever. Let's see what else. Oh, we have Jimi Hendrix as the Magician. That's pretty cool. Brian Wilson as the Hermit. Haha. See, that something like that I get. Like I get why they picked that. It's just some of the other choices. Oh, Stevie Nicks as the High Priestess. Of course. Yes. Yes. Oh. And then let's see what else. I'm trying to find an Axel in here. Ah! I know you're in here. Oh, they have Lemmy. He should be the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Spades. He's not the Ace of Pentacles. So I'd love to know what the person's logic was, but there isn't a book that comes with this one either. It just comes that it is. And I mean, it's more of kind of a novelty deck, but I still love it anyway. I don't necessarily read with this one so much. I do use it on Saturdays on my Facebook site. or my Instagram, my Facebook, because it is just kind of fun. And so I do use it for that, but I don't use it so much for readings. Oh, I finally found him. There he is. I was sold when I saw that. I was like, yes, yes, please. I will have that deck. So those are my top 5 decks at present. This may change over time. I have to give an honorable mention to the Enchanted Forest Tarot. I have not worked with that yet. I'm going to be working with that deck in December, but I think it's going to become a favorite. The imagery I just love, and I want to work with it and really see how it reads, so it may make it into this list, but honorable mention for now. So those are my top 5 decks that as of right now. Again, in a year this may change, or 2 years or whatever, but this is what I like right now. So let me know what you think of these decks. Let me know what your top 5 decks are if you haven't already made a video about it. And I will see you all next time. And as always, what am I doing? Peace and love. And Robert.